Okay, so now we're going to talk about we're going to continue to talk about extensions on objects, but we're also going to get more in depth about comparable, equatable, and hashable. So, as you know, we can create an extension on an object, but what exactly is comparable, equatable, and hashable? Equatable is basically um, it's a delegate, it's a protocol that you can implement um, in your object that makes it able to do comparisons, right? So, and you basically compare if this is equal to that. Comparable is a protocol that where you can compare two things that you can tell if one is greater or less than the other, and hashable um, kind of verifies whether something is unique or not. So I'm going to give you an example in case it doesn't make sense. So we're going to have let's talk about this in the context of an object, and then we're going to talk about it in the context of um, extensions. So I'm going to create an object. It's going to be a Tesla object, right? Struct. Okay. We have a Tesla object or make or model or year. Okay. Year integer, right? And our price. Okay. Okay. We're going to say int for the sake of argument, and we're going to create. Okay. Okay. Let Jesus Christ stop. Tesla. Tesla. Jesus. I hate these typos. Model. Model S 2022. Price. I'm just gonna say 60K. Okay. I'm gonna do the same thing over here. Let's see. 70K same year, 2021. And model 3. What is going on? Oh crap. All right. So now I'm gonna go and try and I'm going to compare car car two, one. Jesus fucking Christ. Ah, I swear if um um okay, it's equal. Okay, else friends not equal. All right. So these aren't comparable, right? You can't compare them, right? Why? Because the system says these aren't comparable. It's not like comparing 1 and 2 or 3 and 4. However, if you say equatable, then you can tell if they're equal. So this goes away, right? And so now, of course, if you run it, guess what happens? Not equal. Because we know if you do this on S and make this 60 is equal, right? And so you can also be very specific. Okay. You do that. I'm do command uh command click jump to definition, and we see all this information about the Equatable protocol. I copy the signature, come back here and post it in mine. So now I want to make dot year. Make it based on the year. That's it. Here. So if the left hand side and the right hand side, that's what that means. LHS, LHS are equal, then you can compare them. Otherwise, no. So even though this is 70, right? And I might even say Teslas. There's no such car as Teslas, but as long as the year is the same, they're equal, right? If the year is different, 2021, they're not equal. Say no equal. I should say not equal. Right? That's how equatable works. Whenever you need to find this right here, command right click, jump to definition. All right. And the same thing goes with comparable, right? So I'm gonna get rid of this. Comparable. Let me get rid of this. Well, actually, I don't. This is what it looks like. Right? So is greater, right? Car one, car two is greater. Say car two is greater, right? Else car one is greater. Car one is right, and I can make the difference the price, right? I run this, car one is greater. Well, actually, I have to change that, right? Because then I have to say, right, this is less than. What I really should say, I should change this to car, car two, and this car one, right? And 70 is greater, car one is greater than car two. Or car two is greater than car one, which it is because it's 70K. Car one is. Car one is, oh, Jesus Christ. Car one is greater. So I was right the first time. Sorry. Oh, sorry about that. What am I missing here? What am I missing here? Oh, I'm missing. That's right. This has to be. Crap. Oh my God. Car two is greater. Car two is greater. All right. Comparable. Car two is greater. So with that done, um I'm gonna go ahead and get rid of this, and we're gonna talk about comparable in the context of we're gonna talk about comparable in the context of an extension on a collection object, right? So let's say extension collection where iterator dot element comparable. Right. So now let's go ahead and let's create this right here. Let's say I'm just going to do this right here. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 99, or 112, 122. I don't care. Right? So it's not an empty collection. Okay. Func fetch less than. So instead of saying iterate where iterator dot element equals integer, I can say fetch less than, right? And I'll do it like this. Element equals right, iterator dot element, or just I'll just say element. What the hell? Elements, and then we return. Just say we return element now. You can always cast it as an integer, right? So, and we'll say for item in self, or item in self, okay. Sorry. Okay, so if item equals element, then item equals element, return. I'm just gonna say true, right? And I'm gonna make this boolean. Else return false. Um, false. Okay. So I actually supposed to do comparable, not equatable, right? So if any of these items are less than an element in this array, then it's true. Okay. There's an out as an element, there's an item that's less than a particular number in this array. So I could say fetch less than element, and if you notice, you can use mostly anything that's numeric. You have the options for multiple numeric, integer, and double. But I'm gonna say if anything's less than 5, right? Is there anything less than 5? True, yes. Is there anything less than 2? No. That's an example of using the comparable. So you don't have to use where iterator dot element equals integer, right? You can just test, you can just do the collection if that iterator dot element is comparable. Okay. Then you can also do it if it's equatable, right? So let's change this to equatable, and we're going to test. So if does this number exist? Does 2 exist in there? It's true. However, does 8 exist in there? Or 87? I don't care. False. So those are examples of using um, equatable and comparable. Now I'm going to come back for the last one. I'm going to talk about hashable, but not in the context of extensions. Just I'm just going to discuss hashable so you understand what hashable does and how to use it. On to the next.